Arsenal transfer news. Andrea Berta makes January plans clear as decision made on star. Arsenal have blocked loan moves for Ethan Nwaneri despite interest from Bournemouth and West Ham, and the Gunners' plans are now clear. Arsenal appear unlikely to make any significant signings or sales during the January transfer window. Andrea Berta orchestrated several high-profile moves last summer, putting the Gunners in a strong position, but market opportunities could alter this approach. Before considering new arrivals, Arsenal will likely want to facilitate departures, even if only on a temporary basis. Ethan Nwaneri was one player on the periphery who might have faced that situation, but that no longer seems to be the case. While there may not be much activity in North London, other Premier League clubs have been very active, with one former Arsenal star making a move. With all this in mind, Daily Star Sport has rounded up the latest Arsenal transfer news and rumours. Bournemouth and West Ham United have both been linked with Ethan Nwaneri, but according to Daily Star Sport's sister publication Football.London, he's not available for loan. Nwaneri featured in Arsenal's FA Cup third-round victory over Portsmouth, marking his first minutes on the pitch since early December. Regarding his performance and patience, Arteta commented, "Well, that he deserves that, basically. Obviously, because of the strength of the squad and the players that are in the position, he hasn't been able to play, and today he's done it. And I think he had some very good minutes." While Arsenal aren't currently planning January business, it appears set to remain a hectic month for Andrea Berta, reports the Mirror. This is because, according to The Athletic, the Gunners are already formulating strategies for the forthcoming summer transfer window. Meijer could well be included in those plans alongside Real Madrid's Rodrigo, AC Milan's Rafael Leao, and Juventus sensation Kenan Yildiz as potential targets for a marquee-wide forward acquisition. Daniel Meijer is edging closer to departing Aston Villa for AS Roma, according to The Telegraph. They have suggested a deal appears poised to be finalised as an initial loan with a £25 million obligation to buy clause attached. He has featured 29 times this campaign, netting 7 goals and providing 2 assists. His departure seems to be driven entirely by footballing considerations, with his ambition to operate as a striker unlikely to be consistently fulfilled at Villa Park. The Dutch player progressed through Arsenal's academy before moving on to play for PSV and Ajax in his homeland. Meijer then transferred to Borussia Dortmund, where he spent 3.5 years before joining Unai Emery's team in January 2025. The latest Arsenal transfer news and rumours with updates on Ethan Nwaneri, Vinicius Jr., Meijer and more during the January transfer window. Hello and welcome to our live coverage of the latest Arsenal transfer news and rumours on Thursday, January 15th. Mikel Arteta's squad doesn't need much tweaking, considering that Arsenal are leading the Premier League by 6 points and are still in contention in 4 competitions this season. The Gunners are in a good position to reach the Carabao Cup final after winning 3-2 at Chelsea on Wednesday night. However, they will be vigilant for any opportunities to bolster their squad or allow their own players to depart for more playing time. Rising star Ethan Nwaneri from the academy could be heading for an exit on loan this January, while Corinthians midfielder Breno Bidden is rumoured to be on Arsenal's radar. There have been rumours, which should be taken with a pinch of salt, that the Gunners might swoop for Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. amidst the chaos at the Bernabeu following Xabi Alonso's departure on Monday. When the injuries piled up for Arsenal after Christmas, Mikel Arteta made it clear he wanted the club to look at the January transfer window. However, with the Mirror claiming Andrea Berta is not expected to be any big exits or arrivals this month, the latter appears to be contradicting the Arsenal boss. The injury list is now a lot smaller, with Arteta able to pick his strongest 11, aside from the injured Riccardo Calafiori. However, it appears a U-turn on the window has been made, at least on Berta's part. Liverpool have been told to sign Arsenal defender Ben White this month. The ex-Brighton and Hove Albion man scored and contributed an assist in the 3-2 away victory over Chelsea in the first leg of the League Cup semi-final. However, Sky Sports journalist Dan Kilpatrick believes the Merseysiders should make a move for White to solve their huge injury crisis. He said, "I don't think there's many clubs in the Premier League that wouldn't benefit from having Ben White in their squad, to be honest. I mean, I know we're looking ahead to the summer, but I mean even Liverpool, who now have a problem at right back with Conor Bradley's injury. Newcastle have an issue there as well, because Livramento's got another hamstring injury." As explained earlier, Rafael Leao, Mark Guéhi, Kenan Yildiz and Rodrigo are reportedly on Arsenal's wish list for the summer. The AC Milan, Crystal Palace, Juventus and Real Madrid aces are huge players and would likely expect to start. But who would make way? Leao and Rodrigo are at their best on the left wing, which would bring the first-team future of Eberechies, Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard into question. If Arteta envisages Ez moving into the no. 10 position, that could also affect Odegaard's chances of starting. Yildiz, on the other hand, is versatile enough to operate in the middle and on both wings, so it's difficult to say who he could bump out the first team. One mystery is where Guéhi would feature. He's surely too good to be a backup option, but the Gunners have a strong partnership with William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, while the Palace skipper would surely not want to operate at right back, where Jurrien Timber currently starts. Arsenal are not expected to make too many signings or sales in January, according to reports. Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta is the man entrusted with pulling the strings in the market. He oversaw a huge summer spending spree, which has been largely successful. But things are expected to be quieter this month, with the Arsenal revolving door expected to be slow-moving, according to the Mirror. Oleksandr Zinchenko is set to return to Arsenal this month, as Nottingham Forest look to cut the defender's loan deal short. The Ukrainian joined Forest on a season-long loan in the summer, but has failed to make much of a mark at the City ground. To date, Zinchenko has made just 4 Premier League starts for the club, with Forest reportedly looking at the possibility of sending him back to the Emirates Stadium in the coming weeks. Crystal Palace's Mark Guéhi could certainly be among those targets, alongside Real Madrid's Rodrigo, AC Milan's Rafael Leao, and Juventus talent Kenan Yildiz as potential options for a blockbuster wide-forward acquisition. Crystal Palace Mark Guéhi is more inclined towards a move to Arsenal or Liverpool rather than Manchester City, according to reports. The defender was on the brink of a switch to Anfield last summer, but the deal fell through, leaving his future up in the air. The centre-back's contract with Palace is due to run out in 2026, and manager Oliver Glasner has admitted that he could leave Selhurst Park this month if an appropriate offer is tabled.